Professor Ramesh Richard with more thoughts on the soul hole.
What about genuine fake strategies? It's a little bit more sophisticated, more expensive, but knowledge is a genuine fake strategy. Well, there are all kinds of knowledge, of course, you know, general knowledge, philosophical knowledge, scientific knowledge, religious knowledge, technical knowledge, mystical knowledge. If you have a problem with knowledge, I have a problem with you. Somebody said the only people who have a problem with knowledge are college students. If you think the problem of knowledge is too expensive for you, try the cost of ignorance. But knowledge is not good as a result. It's good for process. Philosophical knowledge, for instance, will give you the ability to ask the right questions, but will not give you the right answers. Religious knowledge, that's like putting water into your car when you need petrol or gasoline. What about scientific knowledge? Science is good for experiments that are repeatable in controlled environments, in empirically observable situations. But your soul hole defies science. What about mystical knowledge? In essence, mysticism says you cannot recommend one solution to another person, and therefore is of no use for the rest of us. The problem with knowledge is that it's good for process, not for result. You want a knowledge that can be available to all, acceptable to all, applicable to all, without cost, but simply given. That's a genuine fake strategy. And there's another one. Morality as a genuine fake strategy. Morality, it could be both positive, where you do good things, and negative, where you refrain from bad things. And I like positive morality because we want all the good works possible. You need to pursue good works because you can help your neighbor down the road, down the street, across the world and across the seas. But good works are not good as an approach to fill the hole in your soul, simply because you don't know how many good works are needed in order to fill the hole in your soul. They cannot secure the heart hole. I heard of an Australian professor whose single condition in his class was they had to make 100 in order to pass the test. He distributed the exam and waited for the students to finish. One student turned in his paper along with $100 attached to it with a note saying $1 per point. The professor returned the graded test the following week with a mark of 36 and $64 change. You see, a genuine fake strategy may earn you a 99, but it's still not 100, you'll fail. A fake strategy may earn you a 36, and you both fail. So the question is there something that's genuinely true that can be offered to you? Is there something that you can recommend to me? Is what you're asking, and I can, and I will. Because I do that with much delight. It reminds me of the story of the good old barber in London. A florist came in for a haircut, and as he was about to pay, the barber said, no, this week I'm doing community service, you don't have to pay. So the next day there was a thank you card with a dozen roses attached. A policeman came in for his haircut, and when he was about to pay, the barber said to him, no, you don't have to pay, this week I'm doing community service. And the policeman next day sent him a thank you card as well as a dozen donuts. And then came an Indian software engineer who got his haircut, and as he was about to pay, the barber said, no, this is my community service week, you do not have to pay. The next day the Indian software engineer sent in a thank you card along with a dozen other Indian software engineers. I kind of understand this engineer's thinking, because once you've received a favor, you want to point other people to this person who's done so much for you free of cost at his expense. That's exactly the person I'm going to recommend to you. Free of cost to you, but of great expense to him. And I've checked it out with him. He's willing to do a community service for the entire world. I'm going to give you the solution to fixing the hole in your soul. I'll be right back.
Find out more when you go to RameshRichard.com.